Let's talk about compensation. It used to be more often than not, the compensation for the buyer's agent was paid by the seller. Now, regulations have changed, and the responsibility to pay for compensation for the buyer representation, the agent who represents and protects you, now it does fall on you, the buyer. We can still negotiate with the seller to get them to contribute to the compensation, but at the end of the day, seeing that your agent gets paid is now the responsibility of the buyer. You'll have to sign an agreement before any buyer's agent in the United States can work with you. That agreement will always say that the buyer is ultimately responsible to pay the buyer agent's commission, not the seller. That said, the seller can still pay the commission. It just has to be negotiated off of the MLS. The new regulation does not say that the seller can't pay the buyer representation fee. It's something that can be negotiated on your behalf. Some sellers still will pay for it and some won't. You can choose to write an offer on a home where the seller pays the fee for your buyer's agent, or you can choose not to write an offer on a home if the seller is not willing to pay it. That compensation can seem like a big chunk. So is it really worth it? If you choose the right broker to represent you, it definitely is. Sellers agents are just that. They are there to represent the seller. You want someone who's working on your behalf. Most experts agree that buyers who go it alone often end up paying more for a house because they don't have the negotiation skills or market knowledge that an agent does. They might also miss out on finding the best home for themselves because they don't have access to all of the listings and information that an agent has. Not only that, but buyers who don't have a real estate expert in their court can end up with dozens of legal headaches and unexpected costs. When buyers decide to represent themselves in a real estate transaction without the expertise of a buyer's agent, they might think they're saving money, but when you consider the overall financial investment and potential liability involved, it's really a false savings. Having representation makes a huge difference. For example, according to the National Association of Realtors, homes sold directly by owners, known as for sale by owners, tend to sell for an average of $95,000 less than sellers who have an agent. So, if having professional representation can make that much difference to a seller, think about how much it could benefit you, even if you're the one paying your agent's commission. And you know what? Your agent doesn't get paid at all until they've succeeded in getting you into the house that you want. Here's what a great broker does for you. First, they guide you toward the right home. This means they start by connecting you to a reputable mortgage loan officer so you really understand what you can afford. You won't want to waste your time looking at a Mercedes if a Kia is all you truly qualify for. A great broker will also help you get a clear understanding of what you need, your priorities, and also what you'd love to have in a home, the must haves and the nice to haves. Next, before dragging you around on tours, they'll research different neighborhoods and homes to find you great matches. They'll guide you to detailed information on things like school sources, crime rates, traffic patterns, local amenities. Before you ever step in a car, you'll know exactly what you're looking at and that it fits what you're looking for. Then, once you find a house you like, they'll research the current market and market trends even further, and they'll talk to the seller's agent about the seller's priorities and hot buttons. At this point, they'll also ask the seller's agent if the seller is willing to pay the fee of your buyer's agent. All of this is to help you write an offer that will be attractive to the seller at a price you can afford with terms you want, or to help you decide whether to make an offer at all. Your agent will present your offer and begin the negotiation process. A great agent will be a terrific collaborative negotiator with the experience and expertise to know how to compromise and create a deal that both you and the seller are happy with. By the way, I'm a certified negotiations expert. Your buyer's agent will be able to negotiate things like rent backs, potential maintenance issues, and closing costs, including the buyer's agent's compensation. Your agent will negotiate the right price and terms and make sure you're not paying more for the home than you should. They will negotiate credits and additional items on your behalf that the seller will pay for instead of you. The seller agent wants to protect the seller and get them the most and the best terms. As a buyer's agent, their job is to do the same for you. Their goal is to negotiate all of this and make sure that you have the best possible price and terms. It's like a friendly boxing match between the listing agent and your agent. Once your offer is accepted, your agent then manages all of the people and processes to unearth any issues and finalize the deal. They'll order inspections like roof and pest inspections, plus any special inspections needed like a pool or septic, and point out any issues. They'll also coordinate appraisals and discuss the results with you. They'll order and review the title report and point out any red flags. They'll keep on top of lenders and help you provide whatever documentation is necessary. If the state or situation calls for it, they'll coordinate with attorneys. They'll review the seller's disclosure and point out any potential problems, then negotiate a resolution for those issues. They'll connect you with home insurance companies and a home warranty provider and help you choose the best options for your situation. Your agent will manage all of these people and processes to keep your escrow on track, and they'll communicate regularly so you know exactly what's happening. Their job is also to make sure that you are protected from any legal liability. Yes, your agent will spend literally hundreds of hours. Much of it is behind the scenes working on your behalf. And it's only when they succeed and you have the keys to your dream home that they get paid. Again, per agreement, you as the buyer are contractually responsible to pay this fee, though your agent will negotiate and try to get the seller to pay it. However, based on all they do for you, don't you think their fee is worth it? My name is Lynn Alt with eXp Realty, helping people to make the right move.